Welcome to this look at a new mod map to Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the ELM Rochester making a return to the Farming Simulator franchise. This by AE Maping, 527.7 megabytes to download. There are no required mods and nothing in addition in build mode, so everything is base game stuff. There are no custom crops. Contracts are available. We are at the start farm, so we might as well talk about the slot count as well now. 1,321 on all three game modes. Now, you can remove some of the buildings. Again, not all of them, which is a curiosity. I've got the slot count down to 1,255. You can probably get it lower if you wanted to. Think undertones of Elm Creek with the vibe of Riverbend Springs. You'll see when we look at the map. There's a few things, I mean, that depends how long you've been playing the game for, or, as I started going around, I was thinking, hang on a minute. So we've got Elm Creek base map, but it has been changed. Not all of it. The train runs across here and goes to Goldcrest Valley. We've got the lake down here, which is pretty much as it is on Elm Creek. We've got some of the sell points and things. This looks the same, but not all the sell points are there. The top of the map is very different. That's changed quite a lot to Elm Creek. Some of the road bits are the same, but again, not all of them. It's a curiosity, but it doesn't end there. We'll talk about the rest in a minute. On New Farmer, we start with this field plot here with the main farm on it, and this one here, which has two animal pens on it, the cows and the sheep. And those on farm management start from scratch, you'd have to buy separately. That one is 248,000, and this one here, 439,344. Now, I seem to recall, I think the Elm Rochester on FS22 had a few updates. I'm sure it had extra crop types, and I'm sure it had 3 farms or 4 farms on it. This one, I've only got the one. I haven't come across any other farms that we can buy. Field prices vary. As you can imagine, we've got smaller fields all over here, which aren't too expensive at all. And up here as well, and then we've got sort of mid-sized fields. Let's go for example that one, and then large ones. The large ones do get pricey, I'm not going to lie. For example, the big ones down the bottom here, they're up there, but you can work up towards those. Not all of the land is purchasable. We have some forest plots, as you can see, so I guess we can get round the map. There wasn't any other details I need to point out. Doesn't mention collectibles. So here's the thing, right? If I come out to the road here, we have got a small farmer's kiosk just here. Now, I started walking through, and I looked at this, my brain suddenly went, God, this seems really familiar. But the weird thing was, it didn't compute to start off with. So that's decorative. Barn and shed space just here. We've got a couple of tractors in. We're going to use one of those. If we come across the way here, we've got water just there, sleep trigger, wardrobe trigger just around the side, swing set and ball. We have a buildable shed just there. We've got bees and honey spawn point just there, main shed and fuel tank, and I suddenly thought, this is Riverbend Springs. This is the Riverbend Springs farm setup. Barn space over there. If we go aerial, yeah, it kind of, it's got that vibe. And obviously being FS25 and being base game stuff, a lot of the Riverbend, what you would be used to on Riverbend Springs, I guess, is on the map. Anyway, that being said, there's nothing in these sheds here, but here we've got our cultivating equipment tractor there inside the shed. Plough, seeder. Trying to remember. Oh yes, I was just going to say, did we have a harvester? Yes, we did. Base game silo just over here. This one is a 200,000 litre, I think it is, standard crop type, just there. Then if we come across the way here, we've got the barn that I was looking at. There's a water point just there. Harvester and header in there. We come across the way, just across the little track. If you've purchased this other side, another barn storage area just here. We've got cows. 20 out of a potential 30 in a pasture. And we've got sheep, 30 out of a potential 34 in here. I think they're all sheep. I don't think we've got any goats in here, as you can see. So what you want to do with that stuff is entirely up to you, as it always is with these things. Let's grab a tractor. The ground deformation is quite pronounced, so on the muddy areas it does sink. I think the fence is probably the quickest one we've got out of the three. You'll see as we drive along here. I am liking that a lot. There's a lot of maps now where the ground deformation is quite pronounced, especially on animal mud and wet mud. When it rains, it seems to make a big difference as well. I like that. So train tracks and crossing here. And we're going to head south first of all. Sell point down the bottom here is Grain River Silo. But I say it's definitely been tweaked. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's different, but there are some points. Like I say, I was driving around thinking, "Wow, this seems familiar. This seems familiar." You know, it's that kind of thing. So there you go, Grain River Silo, sell point just there. If we go out and around this way, we've got a little bit of a drive. Zoom out a bit so we can take in some of the surroundings. So if you like the Elm Creek undertones, but you wanted to plan a sort of a different version of it, I guess. Here we have the rope maker. I was saying to MrSealyp, I was doing my prep on this, and I was saying about, you know, barrel makers, coopers. I said, I wonder if a rope maker is just called a roper. What is it? I assume it's that. We looked online, it says they are either called a rope maker or a roper. So yeah, there you go. Old ropey. Something like that. That's your rope maker. If we come along here, come up the side of the railroad tracks and along. Now there are some bits on the map when I was doing my map prep. I was getting mildly frustrated. I'm not going to mention any of them. Oh, gee, I did have a problem here. Will it do it this time? Yeah, look. Hello. I'd like to cross the tracks, please. Where did I manage to get past when I was prepping? I think it was over here. Yeah. Do you know what that is? Invisible barrier of some description. This is Grain West Silo. Just here. Then we've got a rent train point, and the train, like I say, does go off to Goldcrest Valley. So if you've got a good price at Goldcrest Valley, or you've got a contract that says you need to deliver to Goldcrest Valley, then you need to stop the train, stick it on, and away you go. So, heading north, up the east side of the map. There's no sell points or anything on this section here, which again is a little bit, it's one of those kind of, oh, you know, you can't buy any of this. None of this is purchasable. And you've got all this space. And as I'm driving up there, I'm thinking, oh, you imagine that if you were doing a storyline, you could have all sorts of, there's so many sell points, productions and things you could place, but you can't buy the land. So it's one of those, yeah, it's not what I can do about it, it is what it is. But so I think it's more the northern part of the map that is very different. Down into here we've got our paper factory. So dropping off point is there. Then up into there we've got our trigger for purchase and managing of facility. So that's your paper mill, paper factory. behind that building. So, big facility on our left is the dairy. Now that's like on Riverbend Springs, that is a standard, that's just a sell point. That's not a... I've always found that puzzling on Riverbend Springs. Such a huge facility with all this cool artwork and stuff put on it, and it's just a sell point. I'm not knocking this one. This is the sort of the Riverbend Springs one, but I always thought it was a bit odd. So yeah, down there, sell point. Not a production of any description, just that. If we come across just here, we've got a lime station just there, of which there are quite a few on this map. And then we've got the grain museum. What did I write down? Grain elevator museum. I just wrote grain museum. I'm thinking that doesn't sound right. Oh, you know what I've forgotten to do? Stop there a second. So, lime station, grain elevator museum. Bring me bits and bobs, and it will gradually build that into its museum. Now, I need to double check then, because if we go across to statistics, it doesn't mention collectibles, because usually the grain elevator museum has the 25 collectibles that when the museum is complete, the collectibles, if you've collected them all, are around the museum. So that's a curiosity. The other thing I didn't show was, oh no, I said at the start, didn't I? There's nothing under build mode. I suppose because I get such into a habit when I'm doing a map tour of the order of which I do things and the things I show on a map tour. I suddenly thought, oh, I haven't shown build mode, but no, there wasn't anything under build mode in addition to base game stuff. Gas station, just here. Lost myself on my notes. David is in his garden, next building over, I think. Just there. That's the back of the farm, and here we have the biogas plant. Ooh, it's a standard biogas plant. 1 megawatt. So we are now here. I don't think we can buy the land. Actually, it's going to be like 1.5 million. I haven't got enough to buy it. But it is, if we come down to here, there's our biogas plant. So yeah, standard things that comes in. Manure, silage, slurry, sugar beet cut. Standard things out. Big old facility. We just come out the back of here very quickly. Across the way, just over there, you've got your warehouse. So your purchase point for pallets, etc. And then the warehouse sell point is down the side of it. Again, which is fairly standard. There's your sell point, there's your warehouse point. Buy your pallets and they will spawn out the front bit on there. Now we're going to head down to this road and head into the main town itself. It's funny, I came back round to myself and I'm thinking, oh, there is a second farm. No, that's the start farm. The water tower doesn't have anything on it. It doesn't say ELM Rochester or anything like that. It's just got the colours. Not that's necessarily relevant, but just thought I'd point it out. So to our left, gas station as we come into the town, just there. To our right, carpentry, round behind the back of that building. To our left, as we come round, we've got the vehicle shop and workshop trigger and reset point for the map. So just here, your vehicle shop trigger is just over here. Your workshop trigger is all the way over here, and as I said, this is the reset point for the map. If we come out from here, we have got what's next on our list. Oh yes. Oh, I meant to go out the other way. I meant to come out the back of here. Come down the side of this building here. We've got Ben just stood there. And then here, possibly, well, I say slightly confusing. If you get a contract that says to deliver to the warehouse, I'll be surprised unless it's a palleted good, because this sell point here is warehouse as well. So you've got the warehouse over here, sell point, with a capital W, and then this one here, lowercase. You can always, if you're not sure where the sell point is for a contract, you can just look on the map, click on it, and it will give you the details of where it is. But yeah, just so you're aware, there are 2 warehouse sell points. Across the way into here, we have got lime station just here, canning factory just over here, and then we have got our tailors out here at the front. Now across back over the railway. Now, unlike on Elm Creek itself, this silo here on this particular map doesn't have, it's not a transfer silo, it's just the look of it type building. There is a rent train point, which is a curiosity actually. Yeah, it's closed off, and no triggers or anything here, but just down on the tracks over the throttle there goes the train now. Good time. There is a rent train point down there should you want to load up here for or with anything you may have. Down to this big facility down here. Now this one, again, I looked at the map and when I read it out, now this surprised me. There's a pro and a con to this. This is Grain Barge Terminal 2. And I was like, you know, really? But I was pleasantly surprised when I got over here. So Grain Barge Terminal 2 sell point, and we have got water. It's been done so it is a grain barge terminal. Because sometimes you get on maps, you'll get a sell point that says Grain Barge Terminal, and there's nothing to do with barges or anything like that, and you think, but this white bit here is water, which gives the implication it either goes out to a river or wherever it might be. But you notice it's static, there's no movement or flow to it. So I jumped in to swim, and you don't swim. So unfortunately, if I try and not there's any particular reason why you would necessarily want to come down and swim in here, but zonk. Too much pasta for dinner last night. Oh no. How did I get out of this when I was doing my prep? I suppose I could just tab back to the vehicle, but we might have a slope here, we might be alright. There we go. So yeah, I mean, let's say it's a pro and a con. It's that thing of, oh, I'm really pleased that we've got a grain barge terminal that does actually have water, so barges could arrive. But again, let's say why? I mean, that's just me. My brain suddenly went, oh, I wonder if you can swim. I don't know why. And if you were playing on this map, would you? Probably not. Anyway, back up and across the railway line through the rest of the town and heading north. So we are turning back down here and continuing around the back. might have missed Noah somewhere. I'm sure when I've made my notes. Again, I'm at that point where we've had almost like mods and a map daily for a little while, and I think my maps are blending. Cement factory just to our left there. After the cement factory, we have our Coopers, our barrel maker, and then out on the end here we've got the bakery. Just here. Then we need, is it this turning here? It might not be this turning here. Next turning, or have I missed it? Might have been the one behind. Out to our right we've got the oil mill. Might be the next one. Yep. Here, oil mill, and that's said right from the beginning. I know I'm repeating myself, but these are all base game things. We've got a little bit of a drive now. Oh no, I remember, I've just seen in my notes where Noah is. Not where you'd think he was, actually. So the road network out from here is a little bit... It's not like the Elm Creek version. All the main like interstate, the big main roads and stuff, that's not on here. And the bits that go off to the right out here, because the animal dealer is here on Elm Creek. There's a little bit of a track over there. Oh, there you go, down there. So there's trackways really that go north out that way towards all the fields to the top. As we come up onto the hill, the sawmill is up here, but not Noah. He's decided to give up logging for a life of crime now, hasn't he? Sell point for the wood is just there, and then your purchase manage is through the gap there, like your standard, I say standard again, the Riverbend Springs sawmill. What we're going to do now is go right the way across here, up into the hills. So right's coming up. We've got lime station and the grain mill just there. We've got a little shortcut here actually, which is rather handy. We take this little turn in here rather than following the road round. We can cut the corner off. All the way up onto the top of the hill here. We have Grain Barge Terminal 1. Just there. Out the back of here. It was this way. I'm going to follow the road down and then to come back up the other side. Just trying. Am I going the right way? Yeah, I think I'm going the right way. Then we take this turn in here. Yep. I'm going the right way. And we follow this winding track. I mean, we don't have to follow the winding track. We can cut straight across if we want to. So we come up here to the farmer's market. Noah is up here at the farmer's market. Another lime station just there. And from the farmer's market we cut across here, around the back of the animal dealer. We've got our liquid manure purchase point, we've got our manure purchase point, then round the front we've got the animal dealer sell point and the animal dealer. Actually, have we got Katie? I don't... Potentially. Sell point, animal points. I'm looking on the map here. Oh yes, she must be on the front. I didn't write her on my notes. How remiss. Where is she though? I've gone past her already. I've been really blinded. Huh? Oh! Camouflaged against the wall. Hello, Katie. Sorry about that. And there we go. Come back up. So, we started down here at the main farm. Went down out to the sell point there. Up to the rope makers. Out across here to the grain transfer station. We came across there to the rent train and up. Paper factory. We've taken all of these along here. Biogas plant. Warehouse and warehouse sell point. Went back along here. Did all these here. That there. Down to there. Then we came all the way back up, went around this bit here, out to the oil mill, up there, out to the sawmill. We came along there, grain mill, up the top to grain elevator 1, farmer's market, animal dealer, and as far as I can tell, that's it. That is the map. That is the ELM Rochester by AE Maping. I hope you have found all of this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.